She walked barefoot for years, not because she was poor, but because she promised herself one thing: until my son gets justice, I will live without comfort. And when justice never came, she became it. This is not just a revenge story. This is the story of a mother who lost everything, followed the law, trusted the system, and still walked away empty-handed until one final day changed everything. I'm telling this story from a distance because names, places, and identities don't matter here. What matters is pain. There was a woman I'll call Margaret, a widow, quiet, invisible to the world. Her husband had passed away years earlier, leaving her alone with one son, Daniel, just 22 years old. Daniel wasn't rich, he wasn't powerful, but he was everything she had. She raised him with hard labor, long days, and silent sacrifices no one ever noticed. He was supposed to become her support, her future, her reason to finally rest. But life had other plans. One night, Daniel never came home. By morning, Margaret learned the truth. Her son had been killed, not by an accident, not by fate, but by another man, Ethan. A single act of violence ended the only light in her life. From that moment, Margaret stopped living. At her son's grave, she made a promise, not out loud, but deep inside. She stopped wearing proper shoes. She stopped eating well. She stopped caring about comfort. It wasn't poverty, it was protest. Every bare step she took was a reminder to herself, I will not move on until justice moves. She did everything right. She went to court. She attended every hearing. She stood silently in the back row. Years passed. Finally, the man who killed her son was arrested. For the first time in years, Margaret felt something dangerous. Hoped out the court sentenced him to death. For a brief moment, it felt like the world had corrected itself. But justice is fragile. The verdict didn't last out on appeal. The sentence was overturned. Insufficient evidence, 2 words that erased years of pain. The man walked free. And days later, he left the country. Margaret didn't scream, she didn't collapse, she just kept walking, barefoot. People saw her wandering the streets, crying, whispering her son's name. Some felt pity, most felt uncomfortable. Time moved on, justice did not, until one ordinary day, the man returned. When Margaret heard the news, something inside her changed. Not rage, not madness, clarity. She prepared herself, quietly, carefully, no speech, no hesitation. She went to his house. And fate did something cruel. He opened the door himself. She didn't shout, she didn't argue. At the doorstep, she ended the life of the man who took her son. One shot, no escape, no drama, just silence. After that, she didn't run. She walked straight to the police station and turned herself in. Barefoot, again, the law would now judge her. But something felt different. This time, she was no longer waiting. A crime is still a crime. But some actions force us to pause, to ask uncomfortable questions. Was this justice, or was it failure of the system? A mother followed every rule, trusted every process, and still had to become the ending herself. So tell me, was she wrong, or was she left with no other choice? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.